You know, as a garden designer, I've learned to never underestimate the color green. There's so many different colors of green. It's really hard to imagine. Now I want to show you something very unique. This plant you don't typically see clipped as a hedge. Yes, it's a green hedge, but if you look closer, you'll see some little fruits on it, which will tell the story as to what this is. This is actually called hardy orange or trifoliate orange or a Poncirus. And if you look even closer, you'll see that it has some very long pernicious thorns. Now in the fall, these leaves will turn yellow and they'll defoliate, they'll fall off the tree, and then you'll see these fruits that will look like little tiny orange lemons. Okay, now this grows in full sun, obviously. If you want to grow a Poncirus like this, you need full sun. But let's step in a shade garden here and meet a friend of mine where you'll see something equally unique and equally green. Come on. Hey, Rick. I hope it's okay to walk on your beautiful carpet.
Yes, please do. It's very wear resistant.
Well, you know, there's just nothing like the texture of moss for a shade garden like this.
It's a wonderful ground cover. This is what happens in a really moist, shady environment. In eastern Long Island, the moss just comes by itself.
You know, the juxtaposition of the moss with all of these hostas, I mean, it's really sublime.
Yes, the various shades of green, I think, really work well together.
I think we underestimate green, and it's such an attractive color to us. I think for me at least, it's a calming color.
I agree. I think people often forget that green is a color too, and that there's so many different shades.
You add this vertical element in here with the trunks of the beech and the oaks, so these gray vertical elements really add another level of visual interest.
And I think also the roots add a different texture to the ground plane as well.
There's so many hostas to choose from, but I have to say some of the good old garden variety ones still work for me.
And that's mostly what we have here. One of my favorites is Sieboldiana elegans, old standby, and its sister, Frances Williams, is another beauty.
Love that big heart-shaped leaf.
Yes, and the quilting, the texture, I think is really good.
Yeah, I love Sum Substance. I see it here as well.
Well, you can't find a better plant for brightening up the shade with its big golden leaves.
Yeah, I mean, it brings light really with it, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, just a gorgeous, gorgeous hosta. I also saw some Krossa Regal, which will take actually some sun. I love that plant.
Yeah, it's very versatile. It will take some sun, especially if it's not afternoon sun, and it has a very stately look to it because of how the leaves are held.
What I like so much about what I see here is that many of these hostas, well, most of them are really common or ordinary hostas that you can find in most garden centers. You can start out with some large ones, and you've taken these common things, these ordinary things, and planted them in an extraordinary way in big masses. Rick, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful garden with me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you came.